Good afternoon. Welcome. Do you know what? Every time I do that, I'm like, oh my God, why am I so out of pitch? Good afternoon. Still out of pitch. How are we? I hope we are all extremely well, having a fantastic week. If you are UK based, this is a 4-day work week for you. If this is not a 4-day work week for you, I'm sorry. I feel ya. I'm the same because I am bringing out the challenge next week. And it is going to be an absolute doozy. I am not messy at all. This is going to be awesome. It is totally free. I want you all to come, especially if you have ever experienced problems with emotional eating. So today, yes, this video is also titled the same as the challenge. That is because I am giving you as much information, useful information, as I can. I am spilling out my brains as much as I can, giving you whatever I can, however I can, as much as possible, because I just see so many people struggling at the moment. And I'm not being rude, I'm just double checking, making sure I'm live. I see so many people struggling at the moment with emotional eating. It's coming up time and time and time again with my clients at the moment. So it seems to be a stressful period of our life, right? Maybe we are all just hyper aware, fixated on what's going on with the world. People are lacking in money at the moment. There seems to be everyone is struggling to put things together, and of course that has its toll on emotional eating, which ultimately impacts your weight negatively. Now everyone is highly stressed, so we know that we kind of need to deal with shit, and so we deal with it in our own way. And how do we deal with it? With food. Okay, so emotional eating refers to the practice of using food as a way to cope or suppress emotions, right? Rather than to satisfy physical hunger. So this means that we are overeating in abundance. We are eating way too much for what we need, and that is why we are emotionally eating. It involves eating in a response to stress, sadness, boredom, loneliness, anger, fatigue, right? Or many other emotional triggers, which often results in consuming high calorie, and this is really important, consuming high calorie comfort foods. If you think of all the foods that are your comfort food, are any of them carrot sticks and hummus? Like, be serious with me. Are any of those comfort foods for you carrot sticks and hummus? And if you say yes, I guarantee you're my ex-client, Mary. I hope you're watching this. God damn it, I hope you're watching this. Now, it's really important to note that we often tend to lean towards those high-calorie foods for a reason. You are not broken. You are also not alone. Sorry, it's really warm in here. You are also not alone. High-calorie foods serve as a comfort food for a particular reason, okay? It excites the brain. It excites the palate. A lot of comfort foods tend to be high in fat, salt, and sugar, and they are the things that your brain needs and requires, and doesn't need and require, it desires, it all rhymes. It desires in that moment to bring you back to a state of equilibrium. Maybe you're too stressed, or you're too sad, or sometimes you could be too excited, and you need to be brought back down to reality, brought back down to kind of that equilibrium. And that is where your brain goes, aha, I know what has soothed us in the past. It was salty foods. It was high sugar foods. And funny enough, those foods are actually the best coping mechanism that your brain created in that moment. In that moment, when you first had that connection and made that connection, and I've talked about this so many times before, your brain has soothed the emotions, felt better, or kind of you have improved your mood at one point while you were eating, or while a particular food was around. And it generally is always those high fat, high sugar, high salt, concentrated foods, which are comfort foods, and they are the ones that have the biggest impact on your hormones, on your energy levels, and on your mood. Okay, chemically, there is a lot going on. If you have high sugar and high fat foods, you do get a release of the feel-good chemicals in your brain, which is why it's so difficult to battle. Okay, so it's not your fault, totally not your fault that you're emotional eating, and it is totally normal. Everyone does it. I have done it in the past. I don't know if you've seen the most recent post of me wearing the bright orange pants. I think orange is my new color, guys. And I really want to change all of my branding to orange, but I'm also very AD in the moment and I kind of want to do everything at once. So I won't change it. But the post with me in the orange pants, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on my personal profile. That post that I posted talked about how I used to deal with my emotions with food and alcohol. I used to go out every weekend. I used to go out and eat out and drink out. And while it was great because I had the money to do so at the time, because I had nothing else to do with my life, I realized that I was hiding and covering up the deep sense of uncertainty that I had with being in New Zealand. I was over there. I didn't know how long I was going to be over there. I didn't know if I was going to be able to work over there, if I was going to continue working. So although I wasn't necessarily overweight then, I really, really struggled with being able to cope with my emotions while I was over there. And I just resorted to eating so much and drinking so much. And while I wasn't necessarily overweight, maybe it was a young body, a young metabolism, I still used it to cope. And I recognize now that was never going to be a sustainable way for me to cope with my emotions. And so I am glad that I'm able to cope in a different way now. So I'm not going to harp on too much about this. I want to give you some little pointers to whet your palate because the challenge that is coming up is next week, guys. So it's Monday, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And I've just realized I don't actually know what time it is other than the UK. So it's going to be 2 p.m. UK time each day. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is going to be 2 p.m. Which is if you're Eastern time, it's 9 a.m. If you're Pacific time, it's 6 a.m. And if you're Australian, AEST, sorry, it's 11 p.m. So I really tried to find a time that worked worldwide, but obviously that's not going to happen. So it's tune in that time for the live on the Monday and the Tuesday and the Wednesday, and it's going to be a 3-part workshop, okay? I'm only going to take up about 45 minutes of your time each day. It's going to be a lot easier, and people are going to be able to join in better and easier if I broke it up over 3 days. So lots of opportunities to learn, to grow, and to implement everything that we learn. The point is on the with each day, I'm giving you something to take away and implement so it works for you. I want you to see how what I have planned, how I work with my clients, what we do is doable no matter what position you're in, whether you have a lack of time, whether you don't have enough money, whether you've not got the resources. Maybe you need to fix some underlying conditions already, or maybe you just feel like you're lazy or you don't have the time. I want to show you how you can still quit emotional eating while being the laziest possible person that you can be, because I would never give you something that I wouldn't want to do. And yes, I'm quite lazy. So I'm going to show you how you can integrate everything into your life while being and not changing a whole amount. Okay, now I've had many of clients, Lily's been on video camera as well before, and she talked about how I'm playing my hair a lot, and she talked about how she lost, I think it's 5 kg in 3 months, and she came to me and said, I'm too busy to do anything. So I really, really wanted to take an opportunity to show you how you don't have to change a lot to make a difference. And it doesn't matter what age, it doesn't matter what ability you're at, you can still implement it. So here's a few things to help you deal with emotional eating, to lose weight effortlessly. And then next week in the challenge, I'm going to show you exactly how to implement these into your lifestyle to make a change. The problem is people know what we need to do, but we don't ever go and bloody apply it. So I'm making you apply it. I'm giving you the kick up the ass that you always needed. So anyway, how can we cope with emotional eating? Now, first of all, while it may provide a temporary relief, emotional eating can lead to a cycle of guilt, which then leads to weight gain, increased emotional distress, added stress. So just bear in mind that emotional eating is a cycle, and it's a cycle that you've probably been stuck in for so long. So interrupting that cycle might feel difficult, might feel uncomfortable. You might go, oh, this is weird. Oh my God, do we have to talk about our feelings? Do I have to think about it? Yeah, you do. Because if you don't, then you're just going to keep churning up the same results. And I'm going to show you how, as soon as you fix the emotional eating, you can just lose weight. And I promise you, it can happen at any age. Just because you are going through the menopause, just because you're postmenopause, just because you are 20 years young or the same age as me, doesn't make a difference. You can still apply what I'm going to teach you. But for now, to whet your palate, here are a couple of little bit of points, okay? So you can increase self-awareness. So start looking at your patterns. Really notice, really increase. Have you got your pen and paper ready? Because I've got about 10 bullet points here, okay? Really increase that self-awareness, guys. Start noticing. The first way that you're going to make a change is by noticing, okay? Now, if you want to know more, if you want me to elaborate on any of these anymore, you're going to need to come to the challenge. I'm going to explain so much in the challenge, so much more, and I'm going to cover practically all of these points, but we're going to go into in depth in a few. So if you really want to know how to work through this, ask me in the challenge, or you can ask me on this video below, and I might be nice enough. Recognize your emotional triggers, okay? So emotional eating has a connection, which is an emotional trigger. Something happens, you then get triggered, you then go and eat. You can't just go and over and say, oh, it was emotional eating. Not many people do that. And if you do, I would be surprised. But there is a trigger to your behavior, and you need to recognize what that trigger is. Find alternative coping mechanisms, okay? Easier said than done, I know. How can you cope without resorting to food? Create a support network. This Women's Plant-Based Weight Loss Club group, Facebook group, where you guys are watching it at the moment live. If you are watching this on replay, then you're still in the group. But if you're not in the Women's Weight Loss group, it's because you're watching this on the event. I'm going to post. That is exactly where all of the videos are going to be hosted. So please make sure you are in the Women's Weight Loss Club. If you're not sure, comment below and I'll let you know if you're already in the group or not. So create a support network. And this is what my group offers. There is over 660 people in there. There is a reason why 660 women are in the same group as you. And that is because you are all at some point struggling with plant-based lifestyle or weight, okay? So there is bound to be someone else in that group in a very similar situation to you that has struggled in the same ways and with the same things as you, or that will be struggling with those. Create that support network. If you don't have friends or family in your immediate area round by you, then go and look for people that are in the same group, in the same experiences as you. And you can get this from the group. And if you're not too sure, if there's anyone else in the group that is coping with the same thing or going through the same thing, let me know, because I can assure you that I'm speaking to as many members as I possibly can to make sure that they are and you are getting the support you need. I can put you in touch with other people. Practice mindful eating. This is your next point. Really need to practice mindful eating. No, I'm not going to tell you how, because you need to come to the challenge. In the challenge, I'm really going to break down how you can practice mindful eating, how you can implement it, being lazy as well. You can be a lazy ass if you want to. I'm going to show you how to practice mindful eating and apply it to your life. I'm going to literally exactly go through the same methods that I go through with my clients. And this is what has made a huge difference to most of them, if not everyone. The next point is stock up on nutritious foods. Yes, we are going to dive into this one in the challenge as well. And I am going to explain exactly why. But again, to whet your palate, of course, because I can't keep my mouth shut, you need to stock up on nutritious foods, because if you are not eating enough foods throughout the day, and a lot of people struggle getting in enough calories during the day when they go plant-based, and that is because often their lunches will be a lot smaller or a lot less, much less calorie dense to the diet that they would be eating. Maybe there's a lot less processed foods, maybe meats and stuff contain a high amount of fat, oils if you're using them. If you're stripping out all of those things, you are decreasing your calories. So you need to increase the calories. Therefore, you need to stock up on those nutritious foods. Make sure you're eating enough. Make sure you're getting enough nutrients. Often you might think, oh, I'm emotional eating. You just happen to have an emotional day and be in a massive ass calorie deficit or a massive nutrient deficit. So you might think you're emotionally eating, but you're actually not. You're just lacking in nutritious foods. Again, I'm going to dive into this and tell you exactly how you can work around this. Make sure you can get in the right foods and enough foods. Next point is manage stress and practice stress management techniques. Obviously, if you're emotional eating and you're genuinely emotional eating, stress is probably really high. Hey, I'm going through stress right now. Okay, I'm going through stress right now. But I know that food is not going to be the solution to my stress. Food will never fucking fix the fact that I don't know, that I'm not going to be able to pay rent next month. There's an example, right? Food will never fix the situation with my husband. Whatever situation you're in, food is not going to fix the actual problem. Taking alcohol and drugs might fix the problem, but you wouldn't do that. So why would you choose food? So sort out and manage your stress as best as you can. And that might look with playing with additional stress management techniques, having a go, seeing which one works, adapting them so they work for your lifestyle as well. My next point is to seek professional help. For goodness sake, if you really are struggling with emotional eating, really struggling with working through your emotions, seek professional help. No, I don't just mean me. I mean, maybe you need to go and see a doctor. Maybe you need to go and see a friend. Okay, that's not professional help, but seeking help somewhere, you will be able to be pushed to go to the right professional that you need. Another point that I've got is distract yourself. Yes, of course, it's easy to reach for the biscuits, but do you know what is easier to avoid the biscuits and better and healthier for you? Putting your shoes on and going for a walk. Why is it easier? Because you don't then have to deal with the guilt and the shame and the hours of regret afterwards. And you actually get to go on a walk and free your mind, get some exercise, burn some excuse me, burn some calories, de-stress your mind, unwind. Okay, distract yourself. Do you need to journal? Do you need to call a friend? Do you need to go for a walk? Yes, the foods will still be in the cupboard when you get back, but distracting yourself, going for a walk might just help you clear the emotion that's going on in your mind. It might just be the perfect length of distraction or the perfect quality of distraction that you need to stop you from reaching for those foods. In the same vein, do not have these trigger foods in your cupboard. There is only one reason why it's in your cupboard. If you put it in the trolley, there is one reason why it's in the trolley. There is one reason why it's in the supermarket. No, it's not just in case. Oh, I'm just going to put these biscuits in there just in case. Hey, I am not judging you. I have been there before. 3 packs of Oreos made it into my trolley once. Was I guilty? Yes. But there's only one reason why it's in your trolley. So just don't put them in the cupboard. Build a toolbox of coping mechanisms. This is another point. I told you there was going to be a lot of points. You needed a lot of pen and paper for this. If you think this is enough or a lot of information, you should come and join the challenge, because I will properly decipher everything and help you apply it to your own life. So build a toolbox of all coping mechanisms. Everything that I've said to you today, create a menu. Go to your own emotional eating menu and decide how you're going to cope better. Next point, delay and assess. We will dive into this in the challenge also. And I'm going to keep that one secret. Delay and assess. Okay, I'm going to keep that one a secret because I really show you one of the most useful techniques for my clients who are able to use delay and assess and lose weight just by using this one formula, right? And there's a reason why it works, and I'll tell you in the challenge. Practice self-care as well is another great point for you guys. So think about activities that nourish you, that care for your overall well-being. I'm not talking about just taking a fucking bath. I'm talking about regular sleep, regular physical activity, regular ways to relax and unwind, reducing stress in your life. I'm talking about setting boundaries, making sure you are organized in your environment, making sure that you know that you have goals and something to go towards. Self-care doesn't look like just a bubble bath. It looks like making sure that your emotional well-being is set up for success as well. There's your whole big long list, guys. Now, there's another couple of points that I want to make. And if you didn't catch it, my challenge is next week on the 15th, and 16th, and 17th. Okay, it's 2 p.m. London time. Again, 9 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. Pacific time, and 11 p.m. AEST, which I can never remember what stands for. Obviously, if that doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. The replays for the live trainings, I do believe, will be up for 48 hours. I might change that. I might keep them on, but you'll want to make sure that you catch them live just in case. The reason why I don't know if I'm going to keep them on is because I might do another challenge later, and I don't want to get any information kind of confused and overlap too much. So yeah, there's a couple of reasons why they might stay only on for 24 hours, 48 hours, but join along anyway. If you are struggling to watch them, reach out to me and I will let you know what your options are. I'm never going to leave you in the lurch anyway. So if they do get deleted, let me know if you couldn't catch up and I'll sort you out. Especially if you're Oz or New Zealand. If any of you guys are from Australia or New Zealand, I will send the replay to you because that is a sucky time to join on. Like I said, guys, I know a few of you are watching live already, and if you're watching this on replay, then you're probably already in the Women's Plant-Based Weight Loss Club. But if you're watching this on the event page, make sure you go through to the Women's Plant-Based Weight Loss Club page. It's a Facebook group that's where I host. I will be hosting the challenge. That's where I put up more resources, host challenges and polls, posting loads of trainings just like this every week. Client results, so much information goes in there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget the challenge is next week. You can catch the replays. There will be resources available. So I am creating specific resources that you can be sent via your email to complement the sessions. So like I said, some of the things that we're going to talk about, you can apply them to your life, but the resources are going to help you to actually go ahead with that. So it's going to be like a workbook or worksheet to go along with the challenge, with the session on the day. They are not extremely pretty because I don't have my own designer. I am a one-man band and I am trying to do everything. So they don't look insanely pretty. They're basic, but they get to the point. They actually just cut all of the other crap out. And that's basically what I'm doing. It's cutting all the detail and design crap out and making sure that you get to the stuff that you actually need to be able to implement it with the least amount of effort possible. Okay. So I will let you know on the live how you can get that resource. I'll basically just ask you to comment and we will send them through to you. The trainings will be live. The replays will be in there. Comment below if you are joining. And if you want to join, let me know and I can flick you the details. If you have any questions, again, pop them below and I will see you then. Take care, y'all. See you later.